Abusuya chairman Wontumi adabia odi court akoniaba na oko na oba na oko na oba no abusuya chairman Wontumi ne ho nsem no saa yenya enka emfanwie abusuya Felix Ofosu-Kwakye e de nsem bi aba betudwa na aha Gossip Politics TV. So unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit on the notification bell so na be any update be a drop no onsa ebitumi akabina chairman Wontumi abusuya ne 50 million Ghana cedis bi a fake receipts and documents bi a odije free cocoa board for no omo make payments e de mano na abusuya sa 50 million Ghana cedis ebeto chairman Wontumi accounts man or the 30 million eto treasure bill. Or a very smart man. O jusuna dwen chairman Wontumi na adwen na eternity no. Fake receipt no the JSS sika no. Sika no be turn accounts mu pe. And a chairman Wontumi e de sika no to treasure bill. Or the mu 30 million Ghana cedis. Na so wa or the 30 million Ghana cedis eto ye treasure bill ni we no. And na or the 20 million Ghana cedis e share enterprise insurance mu. Or de sasika no 20 million Ghana cedis no e share insurance mu insurance company bi e na or de sasika no ye de e shame abusuya NTCC a chairman Wontumi omo discover sa 50 million Ghana cedis or de mo 30 e to treasure bill or invest bi mu e bi nso won insurance company bi mu abusuya ene Felix Ofosu-Kwakye e de ho nsem bebre aba betu ya o say chairman Wontumi ne de enam se omuhu saade no ne mobile money account kra mobile money account kra ma freeze no and the lawyer Andy appear kubi enso de nsem bitudwa o che sa ankofo ni na chairman Wontumi ne kra yeso jai na chiridie cause NPP for no kro no na omoba no auditors general report kro no na omobo no say ye ne prosecute sa ankofo ni na with involve with ne client na abuzuya momi anko na yenkonkoti ensema ekoso unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit on the notification bell so na any updates be dropping on so onsa ebetumi akabi mbramase.
In the case of lawyer Pierre Kubi's client Wontumi, he would tell you his assets have been frozen.
How much of his assets?
Indeed, I regret to have to sorry about it, but
no, the matter is still subject. The matter is still subject.
Fine.
No,
So
you are allowed to mention those.
You see, so he has. Look, we discovered for instance. No, it's not about.
Please go ahead.
I'm not. Let me also make it clear. I'm not pronouncing.
No, I'm not saying.
I'm not pronouncing on the substantive case. I'm only telling
about
you
the facts.
I'm telling you the action that the state has taken. So, for instance, on the 8th of January, 2025. It was found that about 50 million Ghana cedis had been paid him from cocoa board.
Yeah.
Cocoa board for some work that he said to have done. He moved 30 million of that to purchase some securities. In other words, bonds, right? I think treasury bills. And then about 23 million to purchase or set up an insurance company.
Amen.
When was this?
Oh, this was in January, February.
Last year.
Yes. So all these assets have been frozen as I speak. Indeed, again, look, even his mobile money account has been frozen.
Chairman Wontumi mobile money account.
Even his mobile money account has been frozen. Unless he sets up another one or use another conduit, he cannot use mobile money, receive or send. So that is the extent to which the state has gone to ring-fence these assets, pending the determination of the case.
Of reading the excerpts of the trial in respect of the ocean, the trial, the oil trial, the boundary dispute between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. And for the first time, I realized that lawyer Marita Brew,
appear
upon Brew, she was a dedicated frontliner in the case. And I want to congratulate her when I read about her, what she did, particularly in the regime of the MPP government. So that is very commendable. And that is what I want to see.
That's the president's lawyer.
People showing presence for the state. And I want to congratulate her and my good morning to her this morning.
And on that, it was her, Gloria Kufu, and I think H. Prempe. So it was a team of legal people.
Yesterday I was reading. Together. But I'm commending her particularly because of what she brought to it and from where she came. It was an agenda for a government of the time. Of course. If she elected, and I'm told that she herself elected to be part of the team,
Oh,
legal
okay.
team.
Okay.
So that is commendable. And
So it started in
yes,
her,
I want to encourage
regime
people
before they went
who
to
has
the
something
position.
to contribute from the other side to also contribute for the nation, because in the enterprise Ghana, we are all part.
People often want to do, but it's the political parties. This one will say you are not part of us, then they take you out. That's the thing. It's not that people don't want to contribute. Look at the private sector. There are a lot of
Yeah, but that is a good example. So that
thank you.
going forward,
I think this is an important conversation. Trust me, we'll have this. We'll have it maybe on a bigger platform another time. But this fits into, you're talking about people wanting to contribute to the development of the country. This has nothing to do with contributing to the development with what we are seeing
This
now.
guy is taking the contributions away.
This is stealing from the public.
Yes, exactly.
This is the problem that we're faced with right now. Look at this one. Okay, this cannot be countenanced in any way, shape, or form. But you say you want us to personalize
yes,
the stealing.
stealing.
What
First and foremost, let's identify the offense. It is stealing, not corruption. And then let's look at the elements of that charge, of that crime, and prosecute people according to the elements. And again, let us find the culprits. Kick out politics entirely. These are acts of persons or either corporate persons or normal persons.
Government officials.
Government officials. They are, if they are found to be wrong, they are found to have done the illegal acts, let us see them as people facing the law, and let the law take its course. At the end of the day, when they are convicted, let us see them punished. And then let's try to reform our system. But that brings me into these areas. When you put people before a trial, chances are that people who would have committed crimes would want to elect to be prosecution witnesses and run away from the crimes. And that is dangerous.
Don't go ahead of me on that one. Okay. You see, but if you're talking about this being limited to just identifying the people, the companies, and prosecuting them, some would also argue that it happened within the period, within a particular period as well. You would have to be raising questions as to what may have aided some of these acts of mobilization, advanced mobilization being paid to certain people, contractors, and they not even going to do what they are paid.
So what I'm saying
with
is
the
that
state
find those people,
money for.
Find those people and prosecute them. Why did you take the money? Why did you not do what was expected of you? And by all means, answer the questions yourself. Take advantage of the legal system. You are entitled to legal counsel and all that. Bring your lawyer, come to court, and then let's prosecute you. And let it be your action, not the action predicated on any other person. And let not politics come in at all. And when we are able to retrieve our monies and engage, we can also bring civil action. Under Article 41 of the Constitution, once the Attorney General Auditor General identifies wrongdoing, malfeasance here and there, we can also come to civil court. And I want to encourage as many lawyers as possible to also pick some of these cases and come to civil court just to retrieve the amount lost to the state and let the criminal prosecution also continue for you to be punished for your criminal mind. There are two things. You have a criminal mind, you did that. You have stolen our money, we want it back. So let these two concurrent actions continue. And then we can retrieve as much as possible, and people can punish for wrongdoing at the same time. Simultaneously, we can do that. So that's my prescription.
But you don't also see internal collusion in this instance.
Well, prosecution
because
will
some of these things cannot be done without some level of collaboration with persons.
When you are prosecuting
within these ministries,
you are likely to find the people who would have abetted the crime. And they also accused persons, bring them in and let them come and also face the law. What I want us not to do is to say that it happened when Apiakubi was chairman of so and so committee and therefore he influenced. No. Apiakubi knew the money was there, didn't take. Then you, Kwesi Mensah, you saw also the money was there and you took. So Kwesi Mensah, come and face the charges. And don't relate it to Apiakubi in any way. And let Kwesi Mensah come and defend himself. If we do that, then, and I'd like to also congratulate Dr. Ayini. In the course of his investigations, he set some standard. At the time, people didn't agree with him that at least to be able to recover part of the loss to the state, let people pay 60% or so. I agreed with him because it is not.
Agreed with that?
Yes, because at least that was bringing some money back into the government chest. But sometimes you prosecute somebody, and at the end of the prosecution, he is convicted, you send him to jail, and we still have to take care of him. So he continues to enjoy at the expense of the state. So if they bring back 60%, it's a good start. But I should not continue. Let us also set a threshold in terms of time and say between now and this time, if you have taken public funds, bring the 60% and let us abort the prosecution. But beyond that, the standard is that if you knowing that this is the regime change and this is what we expect, you continue to do the wrong things, then we will prosecute you and want to retrieve 100%. Once we have given a holiday, let the holiday also have limits, and let it also be omnibus for everybody. So everybody who has taken government money between now and say end of June, bring 60% and go and negotiate. I think that would be a good start. Beyond June ending, whoever has state money, bring 100%.
If there is a chance to recover all 100%, why then do you want us to start from 60%?
No, I'm talking about when the Attorney General started.
Yes.
In fact, he started with a standard. And I'm suggesting that if the standard has been taken, and at the time that he started, I think we critically needed money into government chest. So it was good that he tried to retrieve some of the monies. But it cannot continue into the future. So I'm saying that let this holiday be
an amnesty period.
Have an end. So that everybody, even if they haven't called you, but you know that you are likely to be called. You know that you have taken government money. You yourself, volunteer and come to the Attorney General and say, yes, this money is with me. I'm prepared to come under this cover, and I'm paying this 60%. Because I know there's a deadline. Beyond the deadline, and let us publish it. So beyond the deadline, if you are caught of having government money, then the threshold is 100%, and then you have to come and pay. Indeed, I supported him at the time when people didn't understand him, but it must end at some point in time. And it also must be omnibus for everybody, whoever has government money.
He said it.
Yes.
It's everybody.
Come and negotiate and pay that amount, the rate, and then we'll move on. I congratulate him this morning.
I see, but
Felix,
quickly.
The value for
money office. Value for money. Yes.
Value for money audit office would be for future contracts or review of existing contracts. But the issues today are non-performance in existing contracts.
Yes. So all of that will be addressed.
And lawsuits
so, for instance,
that.
the way you find out is through audits. The Auditor General audits government books every year. So if there are issues of non-performance, he will flag it. It is his job. Once it is flagged, as we have had in this instance, action will be taken. And mind you, apart from the parliamentary proceedings, there are also criminal proceedings that the Attorney General will initiate.
Right.
Against people.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you see, it is one point. It is one thing to deal with the past. It's even more important to learn from the past and put in place systems that ensure that it does not recur. That is how you make progress.
Thank you.
I was also going to suggest citizens' rights.
That's fine.
Citizens' rights under Article 41
to flag,
to also come to court and demand our due.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'll pick on Felix's last point, which I think is important. One thing to look at things in the past, and another one is to build towards the future to protect past omissions and problems. But This, you see, every year there's an auditor's report. And we sit around and debate and discuss, right? So this is not new. But this conversation is pointing out 3 key issues that I think we need to consider. The whole idea of contracting government business. Because certainly that's where a lot of money gets lost, traditionally. And I remember a time when there was an attempt to introduce some program, not in this country, but in the UN, to assist contract negotiations. There's a big-time contract negotiation between African countries and external organizations, because they are coming for money. So if you are not smart enough, you don't know the system, you don't know even certain words that are used in the contract, they will take advantage of you. And I think it's present in our case, how contracts are really concluded, the fine lines. Because if you have a contract that says that give me 40, but you cannot come back until you give me another 40, and you sign on, you are really causing financial loss to the state. So I think that is one issue I wanted to bring up. But more importantly for me, the systems and processes that have been highlighted by my good friend here in his presentation. That's where the problem is, the systems and processes. And the third aspect is the human agency, the 3 together. If the system is known to be wrong, what have we done over the years to put the right system in place? That's why I liked Felix's last point, as I mentioned earlier. If the system has been wrong all these decades, not years, 30 years of the Republic, if the system has been wrong, what has been done? Which, if nothing has been done until now, then I think there's a serious problem of collusion between the bureaucrats, the technocrats, and the political elite to be siphoning money all these years from the state, clearly. Because, look, if you have a project and you decide to contract it out, and first of all, there must be a system in place that will check the whole process of it, the signatures, whoever signs on. So in the end, if there's a problem, it's not only the minister you're going to call to account. It should be those who prepared, because there's a system. Everybody signs on before finally a minister will sign on, and then it goes to the finance ministry to be funded. Is that not the system? So what is in it? That chain, who are there? We need to find them out. Because when these things happen, they will simply say, oh, it's the politicians and da. But it's not only the politicians. There is an inbuilt arrangement that allows all those in that chain to steal money from the state, okay? Then the idea, whether it's corruption or thievery and all, well, it's a human agency. Because even if the system is good, and many a time we try hard and put in good systems, then the individuals in charge would deliberately subvert the system. And that's an example. You remember when the new technology was introduced, the harbor system, you remember? Before the year ended, they were all non-functional because we were told that they were broken down. But the truth is that they deliberately sabotage it so they can go by the manual way which allows them to steal the money. So I guess I'm saying that if, in fact, Felix, you're talking about this new arrangement to put certain new systems in place to check, I'm all for it. But before then, those who are found to have been culpable now must be held accountable. Of course. And even if possible, and I dare say, we can go back before the last government. No problem. Yes, and let's expose all of that. So we can also.
We need to course so our political highway. So I chairman Wontumi and HSA and Honsem Eguso Echegua and ye asem kitwa. Better master some Japan, Coco Tisa and some way edema. Aha, a gossip politics TV. So, Madam Massey.